just my style. What am I supposed to do? Sing a song for you. Every day and night, every night, I wonder what you're thinking. If you're feeling alright, what am I supposed to do? Sing a song for you. I'd like to get to know your mama. Time to change. Well, don't you know I love you? I got me feeling so great. What am I supposed to do? Sing a song for you. It's hard to keep from thinking when we've been estranged. Oh, don't you know I love you? I've got me feeling so strange. What am I supposed to do? Sing a song for you. Like to get to know your mama. Time to change. Well, don't you know I love you? I got you feeling so great. What am I
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and kittens, welcome back to the podcast, the live stream edition, and thank you. The podcast is your home for rational crypto news and objectivity, leaving emotion at the door. This is important for a lot of people, leaving emotion at the door and talking about what I like, why I like it, and where I see it going. I don't understand how this message keeps getting lost. We are not offering financial advice. We are telling you what we do, and that is all. We don't slow down. We don't let up. Full speed is our only speed. I am your host, Scott, a pragmatic, underline that, pragmatic investor who has won and lost fortunes. Joining me, as always, is the greatest producer of all time, Belle. How are we doing tonight, Belle?
You know what? A little worn out after the weekend, but it was a fantastic weekend. How are you, Scott?
I'm kind of binary today, feeling a little black and white. Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you.
And actually, York just dropped the comment. Yeah, looking a little pale there,
A
Scott.
little pale, man. Here at the podcast, we have a tendency to talk about what others are not talking about, bringing the focus onto use case cryptos because, as we know, these are what drive the market and bring innovation to a world that desperately needs it. The status quo, it's no longer acceptable. It's time for a technological revolution. Welcome to crypto and welcome to the podcast, and another round of applause because I am feeling special. So, yes, we're in black and white tonight because what we're doing is we're rolling back the clock, and we were rolling it back before there was such a thing as color. And we all know that up until 1950-ish, color didn't exist. There was no color. The world was literally black and white. It wasn't until we figured out how to make a lens and recording equipment that would capture it. But up until then, everything was black and white. I mean, this is just simply how it was. But we feel like we're going back far enough with our message that, we should deliver this in kind of a black and white state because it's a very binary message. Binary message. That means a 1 or a 0. So again, the black and white seemed appropriate. I got jumped today on the podcast Discord. By the way, thank you very much for that. I love popping in there and hearing that I am the most toxic influencer ever. That was basically the question, or that was basically the statement. So I thought I would clear the air. All right. At no time do I advocate for anybody on here to do anything that I do ever. Now, there's a couple reasons. One, I don't know your risk tolerance. And again, it seems like we've said this before. Belle, have we said this before over the 3+ years we've been doing this show? Have we ever mentioned that I do not know your risk tolerance, therefore I do not have enough egotism to tell you how to spend your money? Have we said that before, or is this the first time?
That has been said before. It has also been stated that you do not earn their money for them, so you don't have the right or the quite frankly, the energy to tell them what to do with their money that they earn.
Yes, and it's all of those things. Now, please, I'm not trying to forgive myself of responsibility or take any of that away. I just want to point out that I make it really, really clear that don't do what I do. You don't have the capital that I have. When I make buys, I make big buys. I move needles. I swing things. I can literally affect prices. So, yeah, unless you're moving the same kind of volume that I am, and I'm not judging, I'm not, but unless you're moving the same kind of volume that I'm moving and doing the same kind of things that I'm doing, we will have wildly different results. There's a reason that we come out and say flat out, don't do what we do. Because if you don't move the way I move, when I move, how I move, and do what I do with it, you're not going to have the same results that I'm going to have, and yours will more than likely be negative. This is different states of crypto. All right, that's all it is. We're all just in different places in our own financial journeys, and what I do is going to change things a little bit more. So as much as I would love to say, as much as I would love to get up there and say, I'll tell you what, you guys all put your wallets together. Everybody in the sound of my voice watching the show, you all put your wallets together. Make it one single great big wallet and let me manage it. In that case, we could probably get somewhere. But if you're not willing to do that, then just enjoy the show. That's all I'm saying is please just enjoy the show. We're here for entertainment. We're here for education and entertainment. We are not here for financial advice. I am happy to share what I am doing with you. I'm more than happy to show it. You guys see my wallet. You see my trades. We're over on the Patreon. And I tell you flat out, this is what I'm moving into. Not advocating for you two. I'm saying that I am. The whole idea behind all of this, everything, just making it clear here. The whole idea behind all of this that we've been doing this entire time is so that people could join us on our journey, on our crypto journey. That's it. We are set up and ready to be mocked. I know because I get mocked a lot. We are ready for the bad comments. I know because I get them all the time. I'm ready for the hate. I'm ready for the vitriol. I'm ready for all of that because that's what this show was designed to do. But it was in no way, shape, or form designed to tell you how to spend your money. I am not an influencer. That is the dumbest ass thing I think I've ever heard in the financial world. Is that you're an influencer. Well, I get people to invest. Well, ooh, good for you. Do you invest yourself? Do you? Because I'm going to say you don't. The same way with most of these other influencers out there. They're not investing in these products. They are in no way, shape, or form investing in the products that they're advocating for you to invest in. It's a business for them. Please understand that it's a business. They get paid to do it. They get paid in tokens, they get paid in cash, and they will say anything that is put in front of them. They are literally Ron Burgundy. No context, it's not necessary. Confirmation bias, that's all you need. You ever notice how they never have anything negative to say about anything? Have you noticed that? Or am I the only one that picks up on that? I literally get blasted because all I do is say negative things. I say negative things about negative situations. I want you to find me. Right, you see that price right there? You see Osmo, 57 cents? Just hit the all-time low today. I want you to find me, the Cosmos influencer, who's going to speak well of that. Yeah, but. There is no yeah, but. You are at an all-time low. Your tokenomics are rotten. You bring nothing new, beautiful, unique to the table. As a matter of fact, you've built a gulag around your liquidity pools. 14 days. You have done everything wrong. So where are all of these influencers? Where are they now pointing out the obvious, pointing out that something is wrong? Surely I am not the only one who sees this. There is no way. And the great eye-opener was on that video today when you see a chart that is identical to Crescent. Same tokenomics, same model, same idea. And those charts are... They're like mirror images of each other. They are perfect. So where are these people now? Where are all the people that have your best interest at heart? Where'd they go? Where are they at now? We don't need this. We like it. Love to do it. I have more fun doing politics. It's just people are more passionate. People are just more passionate over there. But politics and money, man, they are just there. You don't make a lot of friends here. You don't make a lot of friends in this space. And we also do something very, very unique in the fact that we don't give a damn about making money on this show. Bell does. I do not. I'm not a YouTube guy, man. I'm an investor. I'm an investor who's putting that out. Bell, or who is putting out the information that I have, the information that I gather, the way I see the market and the investments that I make. That's what we're here for, and that's all we're here for. So, with that, Belle, I think, did I nail that coffin shut? Are we good on this? Or do I need to keep bringing this up over and over and over? Have I made the point?
You know what? I think you have made the point, and
Okay.
yeah, I think I made my point very, very clearly in our Discord over that nonsense as well. So we'll move on.
I don't need it. Honestly, Belle, I was ready to just say, okay, you know what? We're done. Shut them down. No, we don't need this. All right, I don't need this. I spent the day in the shop today making armor. I make medieval armor. I love it. I love going to Ren fairs. I like putting on my suit. I just love the energy and the happiness and all the good stuff that goes on at Ren fairs. And I like to make armor. So I spent the day out in the shop today just making armor, and I haven't been that happy in a long time. We posted pictures. They're on the Discord. If you're not a member of the podcast Discord, go ahead and knock yourself out. It's in the hobby section. Yeah, and then we got to do the video test. I dropped a 4-pound sledgehammer from here and let it thump off my foot, and I didn't feel it. So that's how you test armor, man. That's just how you do it.
The next sizable piece you make will have to show what happens when you run over it with your truck.
Oh God, you remember that one? You remember that breast? I shot it with
do.
an arrow. I shot
I
it with
do. I've got the
100.
video to that. I've
100
still got that video.
It was a 110-pound longbow with a Bodkin tip, and I was 8 feet away from that breastplate. And I mean, I just pow! That arrow exploded. The breastplate went flying. It was great, but it did not go through it. I think that'd be the ultimate YouTube. I will build it and let people fire arrows at me and see if I die. How about that? That's everyone. Round of applause. Would we all like to see that? What I'm saying is I stand by my convictions and I stand by my abilities. And if I make the breastplate, I assure you it's going to keep the arrows out. What better way to test it than to stick it on myself and let people fire away at me? I think that'd be an interesting test.
Yeah, don't do that when I'm on medic duty, please. That's a lot of paperwork.
It's gonna be fine. I know my stuff. It's gonna be fine. We're gonna have a great time.
I'm not saying your stuff won't be fine, but yeah, don't make me fill out the paperwork, please.
Okay, we can discuss it. All right, Belle, look, we got a lot to get to tonight. All right, we got a lot of email questions. We have to take a dance around Kajira. We have to take another dance around Crescent. My labor of love, my beloved Jackal is going to be on Kajira. It's going to be on Crescent. We got some questions. How do you manipulate Kajira? I said, you know what? We'll just do it live. It's easier to do it live, and we'll take it up like that. But before we do we have any questions, comments, concerns, or observations?
I'm actually going to start with one of them that you received via email this morning. It's
Okay.
a really freaking good question.
All right.
So this one comes from HK Crypto Wallet. Hi, Scott. As you repeatedly mentioned, Osmo token itself fails miserably to capture value, resulting in it being a dump token. Do you think the devs are going to save it at all? If yes, are they having the good teamwork and profile to do that? Or Osmo devs are just another team, just like how Juno core groups did to Juno?
Wow, that's a question. You're just gonna hit the gas there, Belle. I'm just gonna throw the gas on, toss the road flare, and say good luck, Scott. That's where we're at tonight. Okay, okay. Are they gonna save it? Maybe. You know what? I'm gonna take the influencer position. You know, they might or they might not. Huh? How about that? I'm right every single time when we discuss these things. They have a hell of a hard road in front of them, and it was kind of their own egotism that drove them to this. Now, look, Osmo is always going to exist because the value of the Osmosis DEX, the value of it, is not in any way, shape, or form reliant on the Osmosis token. You do understand this, right? IBC works on fractions and fractions and fractions of tokens. So whether Osmo is worth 50 cents or whether it's worth $50, the value capture of that token does not change. It simply does not. It's still going to be inflationary. It's still going to be farmed because it's farmable. And this is going to continue because it's too far in now. Now, when it launched, there weren't a lot of DEXs out here. There just weren't. And when there's only one place to go, it's kind of funny how that place does very, very well. The tech is good. The idea was good. IBC, you know, everything big central hub to trade everything. It was a great idea, but there's never been value capture in this token. It hung in there because there simply was nothing else. But now there are many other things that are pulling up and diluting this. And this token is getting farmed literally the same way Crescent is getting farmed, the same way Shade is getting farmed. Dare I say Shade? Yes, I dare. The same way Shade is going to be getting farmed. And not yet, but someday, the way Kajira is going to be getting farmed, because all of these things are stuck around a DEX token. And if you have non-DEX pools in there, I mean non-native DEX token pools, those are the ones that you farm. I have hundreds. I literally make up half of the Crescent USDC Atom pool. It's literally half of my money. But none of it touches Crescent. None of it. So it's a good, safe farm for me. I know Atom. I know USDC. It's a good farm for me. There are non-Osmo pools over here. Anything touching Atom, as long as it's not Osmo, those are the ones to farm. I don't know how they're going to fix this. I have no idea. Now, are they interested in fixing it? I don't think there's any reason for them to fix it. There's no motivation for them to fix it. There is no hurry for them to fix it. Why would there be? There's still going to be action on this token. There's still lots of it locked up. There's still a wall of validators that are going to farm the hell out of it each and every single day, 24/7, 365. They never quit. You got validators up at the top that are sitting at 100% commission. Do you know what they're here to do? Farm Osmo. That's it. They're going to pull their value in every day. They are farming the hell out of it, and they're dumping it every single day. How do I know? Because I can look at a chart and know that people are selling it and not buying it, that it's not capturing any value to offset the selling. This is crypto zero stuff here, folks. This isn't 101. This is crypto zero. The only reason that I stayed in it as long as I did was because it was still profitable for me to stay in it. But as of the last 90 days, it's not. It is simply not. And unless they have one hell of a rabbit to pull out of that hat, nothing's going to change because the farmers are in control, because the majority of the money is farming money. And when you get to that point, what are you going to do? What are you as a DEX going to do? Are you all right, we're just not paying out rewards anymore. Okay, bye. 14 days later, there's nothing left. So what are you going to do? You dug the hole for yourself, and there, I do not see how you get out of this. But again, I'm going to fall back to my original thought there is that there is no need for them to. There's no hurry for them to. There's still plenty of farming to be done. They're not investing in the token. They're paid with it. The people who are pulling it out, they're not investing in Osmo. They're farming it. It is what it is. So, no, I don't see any hurry for them to do it. They did launch Swap today. I did see that where you can, it's advanced trader tools, and we'll show it to you if you want, but nothing changed. It's not an order book. All it is Swap, and it still has the same slippage problem that you're going to have for any kind of large trade in a pool that is not massive over here. There's 3, 4, maybe 5, 6 pools over on Osmo where the slippage is reasonable. The rest of them, it simply isn't. So putting up Swap is great because now I can put in a pre-order. Well, I'm going to buy Osmo when it hits 52. Something tells me that order will fill, Bill. But I can put that order in right now, but it still has slippage. It's not an order book. It's not an order book. Order book is you, Bell, selling me your tokens. The DEX is the intermediary, and we pay them a swap fee. That is what an order book is. They're not doing that. It's still using their liquidity pools with their slippage, and they're collecting a tiny little bit of money on top of that, and we're talking about fractions of a cent. If that was it, if that was their big, we're here now, we're going to save it, let the influencers go crazy, man, that was a big swing and a big miss. You needed to launch that with the order book, and you have no intention of putting out an order book. You just don't. So there you go, Bell. I think that's my thought on this. And that was a really good question, by the way. You guys kind of nailed it. All right, guys. So again, as we're an educational channel, are people in a good mood tonight, Bell? Are they chatting it up?
People are in a very good mood, and they are chatting it up. Yes. Okay.
So one of the because we're a huge influencer channel, and we are, by the way, we're massive. Oh wait, I need my note sheet. Hang on. Because we're such a big influencer channel, but we can't get sponsored by anybody crypto wise because we keep bad mouthing effectively every product out there. So because of that, we can't get sponsored. And I got to get the Bell paid. So we went out to some of the dregs and some of the smaller places that you might not have heard of. And we actually did get some sponsorship. So I'm obligated to do some live reads. So if you guys could, I hope you will forgive me on this one. But I have to do our very first live read here. And I'm proud to announce that the podcast is officially sponsored by Minneapolis Pork Products. And I got to ask, guys, are you like me? Do you really, really, really get a hankering for pork products, but you can't seem to find the best ones? Well, there is no need to live in fear any longer, friends. We have found the very best, and they are Minneapolis Pork Products, and they now accept the Spend app. Using only the most humble pork, they are humanely they are humanely slaughtered and butchered right here in Minneapolis and turned into the tastiest, most lip-smackingest pork products you will ever have in your mouth. From chops to sausage to rump roast. When you think about pork, you need to think Minneapolis pork products. And when you call, and you will call, friends, don't forget. Don't forget to use the podcast coupon code.
And this is how Scott dies on air.
Don't forget, friends, to use the podcast coupon code. Hit me, you big, hit me, you big silly ass. And get 5% off your order. Think pork. Think Minneapolis pork products, friends. And you know what? We will be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and kittens, welcome back to the podcast. Thank you. Proudly sponsored by Minneapolis pork products. Give me a question or something, Bill. I was like wiping my eyes during the break. That's the stupidest thing ever. Give me something. We'll get to Kajira, guys. I promise we're getting to Kajira. Go.
All right. So another really good question that came to you via email from HK Crypto Wallet. You once mentioned that BLD Agoric is an outliner. Is it still the case, or like everyone else, the team has failed their product?
Well, no. I don't want to say the team has failed their product. I think they monetized a hobby. Now, understand what Agoric is, what it does. And it's effectively impossible to monopolize it. I mean, it's great. All right. It's neat. All right. It enables you to write smart contracts. You don't have to use Rust or any of that other stuff. So it is a really, really neat, it's a neat idea, but there's no way to monetize it. It's basically a hobby, something that hey, look what we figured out. And you dropped it out into the world and people use it, but they don't have to pay you to use it. They don't have to do that. There's no value capture. So, no, I mean, it's neat. I like what they did with it, but it's no, I mean, it's never going to be any kind of heavy hitter. Now, they are actually pivoting their model a little bit. They're getting away from, the token. Let's all take a look together, and I think that this one will be more, might be able to explain it to you a little bit better. Oh, DVPN. Oh, yeah, isn't that interesting? Yeah. If you take a look, it's a big, it's a big ecosystem, man. There's not, $100 million. You can't really poo-poo it. But when you go looking at it and you break it out, where I love to break out on these big 90 and 100-day charts, you don't want to be invested in this. All right, you simply don't. That's like Crescent, that's Osmo, that's all of these super heavy inflationary tokens that are farmable being farmed. I mean, that's it. I would love to, I'm not speaking negatively on it. What it does and what the product is appropriate, but is it investable? No. I don't know. Here you go, man. Look, who wants to buy into that? Who's ready to take the ride on Agoric? Now, what they are doing is kind of changing over a lot of their pivot over to their stable token, over to IST. Now, that is actually, I have dogs barking. I apologize, guys. I didn't put the dogs up. So Now, what they actually did, because they're shifting a lot of their energy, a lot of their resources over to BLD, and this is actually very telling too, by the way, about what we're about to do. So, say I had $10,000 worth of Axelar, and that I wanted to swap that for, say, $10,000 worth of Gravity Bridge. Let's say I hit max. You're going to see that this $10,000, these right over here, that we're basically going to get a simple swap for these things, because this is what Crescent's doing. All right, Crescent seems to be like they're pushing really, really heavy to be the stable swap platform. I happen to agree with that. I think it's great because it brings a lot of capital over to them. But it does both that, and IST is going to literally give you this effectively the same swap. So for people who want to take IST and get it out in the world, I love pairing with stable tokens. I 1 second. So I love pairing up with stable tokens because I only want to take half the risk, and that's basically it. This market is crazy, it's nuts, and I only want to take half the risk. Now, IST is, in fact, their stable token, and they've pushed so much of it over here to Crescent, and it's basically made this a stable swap haven. So as you just saw, and you probably didn't see it on my video because nobody watched it, you can get effectively an even swap here for USDC Axelar and USDC Gravity Bridge. Now, if we tried this same thing over here on the big dog, let's go to the big dog, the one that others shall be measured against, and we took our USDC Axelar and say we wanted to swap it for Gravity Bridge here. If we wanted to make that same swap, and let's just say $10,000, it's going to cost me almost $300. You see it. It's going to cost me almost $300 to make that swap here on the big decks, on the granddaddy, on the one that which others shall be measured against. It's going to cost me $300 to make that swap right here. Or I can come right over here to Crescent and I can make it for pennies. So Crescent is actually taking action on something that that we have a problem with. And in this case, it's going to be interswapping stable tokens. Let's go back to the big dog, the granddaddy, the which others shall be measured against. And let's see if we can swap for that IST. It'll cost us almost $500 to make that same swap. $10,000 will get you $9,500 worth of IST. How is this advantageous for anybody trading meaningful volume to use this? Bell, help me out. Why would I do this? Why in the world would I do this? Unless I want to iceberg it and make the trade at $50 at a time. That is a lot of trades to get $10,000, or I could come straight over here to Crescent and I could do it immediately. Now, the way that they managed to make this happen was, in fact, IST. Agoric is the thing that broke this out because they had so much Agoric. Agoric is part, that's it, man. Look, them and Crescent are just, these guys are running together. And Agoric has pushed so much of this IST over here. They incentivized the hell out of it. They got lots of money in here at once. And if you saw our Patreon videos, they were paying me like 180% for a stable pool, as long as half that stable pool was IST. Happy to take advantage of that, man. They funded me to make that move. But Crescent is starting to kind of find a way, and one of the ways is, in fact, is this stable swap. They're the only ones that can do this in the cosmos. They're the only ones who see that something like this is marketable. That's it. You can't do it on Kajira. You sure as hell can't do it on, you can't do it on any other decks. You can't do it reasonably anywhere but Crescent. So, yes, if there was one thing that they had going for them, it's this, and the reason that they're doing it is because of Agoric. Now, will I buy the token? No. No, I don't really want that. I won't even pair up with it. And that's one of their bigger ones over here. I'm looking for it, guys. Hang on. Is there BLD Beakery? You want to talk about a loser pool? Jump on in, guys. Come on. 60. Look, you can get 60% on two pools that are running like this. All right. This and Beakery line up perfectly. So, no, man, there's no way that you would pile into that pool. But you can certainly use some of the elements of it. And in this case, it's going to be IST. Agoric was never, ever going to be monetarily viable, man. It was never going to happen. There is just no way to monetize an idea like that. There simply isn't. But they're making a pivot. They're doing something. Not enough for me to really jump in and buy that up. Did I answer that question, Bell? Because I saw you. I could hear you yawning. I saw you. Boring. What else? You want me to yell about AMP? You want me just to yell here? I can do that too.
I wasn't yawning, actually. I was bouncing back and forth between questions, though.
Okay, carry on then, Bo.
All right. So Makoka the Streamwalker actually asking a question regarding the weekend. How was the jousting and sword slashing?
Well, Belle can answer that one. I was just there wearing my armor.
Okay, yeah, it's not like you didn't make a point of going and seeing the horses either, Scott. Ugh, really?
Well, I always do. I go back with those guys.
You do.
I
do. No, it was a very, very chaotic weekend, though, guys, in a fantastic way. I mean, we had over 7,000 people through the gate that Saturday alone, so that gives us a lot of energy to put on much better shows. Emery did not get hurt this time. Yeah. And that this is important. He was all armored up, and Emery did not get hurt this time, which that was actually the worst injury we'd had in like 7 years. So that's saying something.
Hey, Belle, what size T-shirt do you wear?
I wear a small.
I bet you do. All right, no, go ahead, keep talking. Don't worry about me.
All right, but anyway, yeah, I mean, good shows, good crowds. Yeah, a lot of people. And Makoka the Streamwalker, yeah, we're over in Middle Amana next weekend too. You should come down. You absolutely should come down. You'll have a great time, and yeah, you'll get to meet the crew without having to drive all the way to Des Moines. And Microman, I do see your question. More to the point, how did Emery like his corset? I think Emery liked getting out of the corset a lot better than he liked being in it, because it wasn't too long after I made sure he was tied into it properly that he ditched the thing. Welcome to my world, Emery. I'm sorry, that was just that. Yeah, you don't expect. He actually came by and was like, yeah, okay, I need to ask you, what do you think I can pull off purple? And it's like, okay, Emery, you can probably pull off purple a lot better than I can. But yeah, I mean, a lot of great people, a lot of really, really good shows. Hot, very hot. And yeah, we just we ran our tail ends off, and yeah, Scott got to show off his armor that he made. So good times for all.
Yes, and everybody else got to fight in armor that I made. That was pretty cool. We only had one blowout. I'm sorry, I wanted you to let you tell that story, Belle. I bought you a T-shirt. I bought you a T-shirt while you were telling that story, and I got to show it out to everybody. For those of you who don't know what we just did, we just made a payment with Bicana using Cosmos Pay, and made a payment with Bicana to buy Belle a Juno T-shirt that is a size small, because she wears a size small, and she's a huge fan of Juno. So we as you can see right there, it's not that hard to create an SDK. Apparently, it's not that hard to actually make this work. It's not that hard to integrate it with stores, and it's not that damn hard to pay with crypto, because you just saw me do it, and it took about 2 minutes while Belle was telling that story. Look, man, we're big fans. I'm a big fan of Bicana. I don't walk back from that either. I love what they're doing. I love that they're integrating. I love that they're pushing. I love that their token is a currency, and that they're putting in places to use it as a currency. I have been a Bicana fan. I think I'm probably one of the few people who actually do integrate with them. We have a validator. We validate on the chain. Love it, want to support it, want to keep it going, and it's just for things like what you just saw. It is possible. It is here. It is now. I will pay with crypto any time that I can pay with crypto, if that crypto is in fact a currency, and in this case it is with Bicana. So that was the Cosmos merch store. I was hitting up Belle to set us up a podcast merch store. We don't want it, but I like to give T-shirts away on the show, and I'd rather just buy it for you right now and send it to you right now, and you can watch the transaction happen, and I can pay for it with crypto. So I think that's awesome. Belle, carry on.
All right, Microman from the monologue. Admit it, Scott. You're BitBoy's dad.
I admit nothing. I don't think I could be his. I don't know how old that guy is. Look,
yeah.
I'll tell you what. He was a pioneer. I'm not going to bash him. I mean, he's scum. Come on, man. We all know what he's about. Everybody knows what he's about. Any free-thinking person should know what he is about. But he was kind of a pioneer in this. I mean, he was one of the first, one of the OGs that was coming up talking about crypto and yeah. Is he using his position for evil? Sure. And again, I think any reasonable, rational person is going to be thinking the same thing. But love him or hate him. If you look at him as entertainment, then it's a good show. If you look at him as, like the sum of all crypto knowledge, man, he is wildly wrong about so many things. But he's figured out how to game the system. He's figured out how to game people. It's the same thing that financial advisors and influencers and buy my book and attend my seminar people have been doing to people throughout the history of people. He's not doing anything unique there. He's just preying on the ignorant or preying on the willing. I won't even say ignorant. I'll just say willing. People are looking for confirmation bias, man. Crypto's confusing. It can be. And people that don't understand the difference between tokens or coins. Like Bicana it's a coin. It's designed to be spent. That's its tokenomics. That's its model. That's what it's for. So, but people don't understand the difference between, like, say, Jackal token, which is, versatile because it's designed to support the network and as a currency, and Bicana, which is purely a currency. But with that, they don't understand the difference between that use case, Ethereum or Pepe. They're going to look at them and say they're cryptos. There's nothing the same about those two tokens, not even close. There is nothing similar to those things. So, I mean, as long as you have that and you have that kind of audience, man, you're going to have you're going to have an easy go with this. I'm sorry, I'm looking for something. I have to send something to the bell here real quick. One more bell and then we got to go to break.
Andrew Grote, Akash is on fire. Where do you see it settling price-wise? I know you thought it was overvalued at 65 cents a bit back.
Oh, it is. Right now, it is completely in runaway FOMO. Everybody is just going to have to go ahead and jump on this and deal with it. Where do I see it settling in? I've been in and out of this over the last week or so. I get my 10, I get my 15%, I sell, I wait for a dip, I buy it back. I put them on Patreon. You guys see what I'm doing. It's overvalued, man. It is way overbought. I'm not going to say that it won't keep going up because, hey, Pepe, but based on the size of their network and the amount of resources that network actually has, they are wildly overvalued right now. I mean, incredibly overvalued. They have maybe one good provider on there that will actually give you what you're looking for and do it with enterprise grade equipment and quality. And it's actually a partner of ours, Europlots. By the way, he doesn't sponsor the show. I don't get any of his money. That's his business. But he has really good enterprise grade hardware. But is there $130 million worth of resources on that network? God, no. I mean, it's not even close, man. Look, we use Akash. All right, we have an Akash server that we live stream to. You guys have seen it. All right, we actually use this. Our VPN, the Podcast VPN, goes through Akash. We use the product. We don't just buy it because it'll go up. We pay for it because it has value to us right now. But I think it's crazy overvalued, man. But, you're asking me to try to catch a falling knife, and that's what you're doing on this one. I have no problem with it. If it dips again, I'll buy again and see if it'll go up. If it will, I'll take 10%. If it goes down 10%, I'll sell. I've been up across the board on virtually everything. I made 15, almost 30% on DVPN. Who's the last person that you heard talk about DVPN? I didn't talk about it. I just bought it. You never know. You could take a flyer, and some of the crazy things are moving on Cosmos right now. That happened to be one of them. So anyway, guys, look, man, we're at our break time. We do have a new sponsor, and Bell's going to get us through this one here. Bell, take it over. Come on, get through it. Can you do this, or are we gonna have a problem here?
I can do this. I can definitely talk about this, but
okay, this is the brand new sponsor to the program to go with Minneapolis pork products. Bell, take it away. Tell us all about it.
Hi there, Podocasters. Let me tell you, sometimes I just want nuts in my mouth. After a long day of talking into the microphone, I just crave their salty goodness, and nothing satisfies me like the big ones. Shut up, Scott. That's why when it's time to put those nuts in my mouth, I will always go with Ronco's big bag of nuts. Bronco's nutsacks are chock full of the salty sweetness I am craving when you have to put something in your mouth. Why would you settle for lesser nuts when you can have the best? With Bronco's, shut up, Scott.
Do your job.
With Ronco's big bag of nuts, you will be filled to bursting and get that satisfying fullness you are craving. Ronco's big bag of nuts is available anywhere nuts are found. Get yours today.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and kittens, welcome back to the podcast. I think she was killing it. She was doing incredibly well until I started to lose it. I'm sorry, man. Look, we're all about the funny here.
I was playing that up. I was owning that.
You were owning it. We're all about the funny here on the podcast, guys. You know, that's what it is. It's a freaking jag-off jumping on the channel this morning and jumping on the Discord. And I was like, you know what? Hell with this guy, man. Hell with everybody. Let's just have fun. And this is us having fun. All right, Belle, do you got anything quick? Because it was asked, show him Kajira. So either I have to make a video about it. And for what it's worth, guys, like I made these Kajira videos like 9 months ago. All right, the step-by-step, this is how you Kajira. I made them so long ago. But now that the price has gone up, all of a sudden everybody's talking about it. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to pile in behind. So I'd like to get it here and just do it live. If not, I'll put it on the Patreon tomorrow. So we'll figure out how it goes. Go, Belle. Ask me a question.
All right. G. Torres, what pairing will Jackal have on Kuji?
It's going to be paired with Kajira, man. Look, it's going to be a problem. It would have been, I'll tell you what, it would have been absolutely glorious if they did this 2 weeks ago. That would have been the time. Oh, and let me show you why, because I like to add context, because we are, we're big broadcasters. Kajira has just been absolutely vicious to me, man. This thing, not vicious, vicious in a good way. And this is why it again, it looks nice, but when you look at that thing over 90 days, hey-oh, there it is, right there. Round of applause. I've been in and around this deck for a very, very long time. I have a couple problems with it. I want to point this out. One, the TVL on that Dex is like minuscule, man. There is just not a lot of money over there. I'll pull it up while we're talking, but there is not a lot of money over there. There's maybe $4 million locked. I have a big problem with USK. I do not like USK, and the fact that so much Kajira is going in there to back up its own USK, man, I got an issue with that as well. But that most likely will be the pairing. They didn't tell me specifically, but I'm going to say that it's going to be paired with Kajira and it's going to be paired with Crescent. These are problems. I'm not going to, just because I like Jackal, it doesn't mean I'm going to back off from my position on either of those two Dex tokens. They're going to have trouble. Now, Kajira is the flavor of the week right now. That's really all it is. Aside from the fact that part of their entire thing is closed source, but these are Terra people, man, and you gotta remember, Terra people are going to be out for Terra people. That's it. Now they can squeeze a dime out of a nickel. They've always been tremendously good at that, of getting more money out of what they actually have through clever machinations and manipulations. But they've always been really, really good at that. The problem is that this token is kind of wild. I mean, it's really, really all over the board. And yeah, I mean, when you when you look at it, I mean, it's up 50% over the last 14 days. So had Jackal gotten it over there 14 days ago, I'd have been saying, "Yay! Look at everybody's making a whole bunch of money because." As there had been a little bit of IL in there, but the overall pool values would have increased, which would have carried Jackal and all that other good stuff because the token's up so much over the last 14 days. Now you're almost, I almost feel like I would be entering into an overbought position because I'm not seeing that value. I'm not seeing 90 cents out of, I'm not seeing 90 cents right now out of Kajira. I know that's where it's at, but everybody's talking about it now, and that's really where it is. And there's some people who simply do not fundamentally understand what is going on over there, how it actually works, and there's part of it that none of us can even see. We can't even evaluate it because it's closed source. I don't like closed source. I'm a big, that's not a thing for me. So it's gonna be interesting. I'll tell you what, I will be moving into them, but I'm moving into it with Kajira that I bought 4 months ago. When I make videos about something, it's because I just bought it or because I see value in it and I'm about to buy it. So the Kajira that I'm pairing in there is already, I already own it. But a lot of folks that are going to be coming over there chasing over those pools, man, they're going to have to buy Kajira to offset it, and it's a tough buy right now. I don't know. Should I do the YouTube thing, Belle? Is that what I should do? Oh, no, man. You haven't even seen it. This thing's going to go to $84. I mean, it can't miss. I mean, can't you see the chart? Look at that. If you continue this trajectory and you just draw this line and just keep drawing it, it's $84. Everybody can see this. I mean, I get that's the YouTube thing, but I'm trying to put some context on it. There's not enough TVL to justify that price. I mean, there just isn't. And with the USK and the closed source, there's some flags here for that. God, I want to go big screen on this. Look, guys, I know I'm supposed to hype whatever is being hyped, but I don't do that. All right, I give you my full context. I give you everything that I see. When you ask, I'm going to tell you everything that I see. If you were looking for some kind of confirmation bias, I'm not going to give it to you on this one. I think it's a solid product. I think it's a good idea. I like what they're doing, but the problem with any Cosmos DEX is always going to be the DEX token, period, because that means the interest of the DEX is going to be on that token and not on the investor. Very few of these DEXs care about the investor. Very few of them. I mean, why would they? All right, you got nowhere else to go. You're going to come here. So it's going to be showing up over there. I'm just going to make it a Patreon video, Belle. So I'll do that up tomorrow, and I'll put 10 grand in there, and we can play around with it. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting pairing, man. That's all I got to say on that one. But I'm not trying to change anybody's mind, man. If you like it, continue to like it. If you bought it inside the last couple weeks, you're having a great couple weeks. Well done. Big, round of applause, making money in crypto. That's why we do it. Belle, carry on.
User, the biz. AMP is good, but making money like APR or APY, what videos can I go back on?
For AMP? I've made one or two. If you're asking about actually transitioning from from the AMP world out into the real DeFi, out into the true DeFi, babe, look, man, there's a lot to unpack. I mean, there is a lot to unpack. We're not precisely a beginner show. A lot of the stuff that we and our audience takes for granted, it's because we've all been doing this for years and years, so we kind of gloss over a lot of stuff. But I have plenty of step-by-step videos out there. But it depends what you're looking for, man. That's like coming to say, I want to buy a car. I need more information, man. I can't even possibly start to make recommendations or to say, look at A, B, or C without a little bit more context. And I'm sorry, man. We're not a sponsored channel. We're not a flavor of the month. So you got a lot to unpack if you're coming from there to here. I will say, sir, as a personal thing, if you are putting some consideration into this, I think you're making a very good move. I think diversification is critically important. Absolutely critical to your successes, long-term success as an investor, and anything that will keep you from DCAing AMP. Thumbs up and aces from me. Hit me up, scott@thepodcast.com, or hit up Bella at thepodcast.com. We might be able to, if we understood your situation a little better, we might be able to make some recommendations of stuff that we've done or any other people have done that you can look at. Good question, Bell. Carry on.
Microman, do you expect Jackal to be paired with Beakry? If so, is it risky or a good bet?
It's risky, and I do absolutely expect it to be paired with Beakry. Let me show you what I do. All right, this is not financial advice. I'm going to even
Hey, you know that pain and that hurt. Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
All right, this is precisely what I do. All right, I'm not hiding it. I'm not backing down. This is the YouTube wallet. I don't care if you want to hack it, knock yourself out. As you can see on this DEX, out of the total value of that $54,000 of this is sitting right here in USDC Atom at 24%. There's a reason that it's here. It's here because I cannot touch this DEX token. Whatever's going to get Crescent out of its morass, it is not going to be Beakry. All right, it's simply not. They need to 10x the amount of customers that they have on here that are using and manipulating this token before this thing is going to actually get some upward progress. Or it needs to hit absolute rock bottom, and it just hasn't yet. But what I do over here and what I'm allowed to do over here, because it effectively costs me nothing, this money is parked anyway. All right, it's here because it's liquid. Believe it or not, this is 100% a liquid state because I can pull the money out whenever I want to. I hit the button, boom, it's gone. It's truly liquid. I can buy it, sell it, bridge it, manipulate it, do anything I want. That is why this is my DEX of preference, even though the DEX token is god-awful. But it hits all of my wickets. It has the order book. It is no lock-ins. It has everything I want. Now, I could take this money and I pull this stuff up every single day. You can see the numbers go up 24/7, 365. That clock is rolling at 24%. And by the way, we're going to be moving away from Crescent for that particular pool, and I'll show you why here in a minute. But all of this money, whatever we make up here, and I think it averages 40 or 50 bucks a day, that's a free ride. All right, that is not money that costs me anything. That is pure APR, other people's money. You guys know I'm a fan of other people's money. I make a point of talking about other people's money. This is other people's money. And for the AMP guy who just asked, what do you do DeFi? This is what I do. So I'll take that money each and every day. And in this case, if I want to get into what's going to be the new show up here, new only here, Jackal, hot, it's going to be one that says Jackal Beakry. Now, I can buy that every single day because I'm literally liquidating half of the Crescent and turning it into Jackal. I'm fine with that. It costs me nothing. My risk is zero. Nothing. Let me go big screen. My risk is zero on these. That's why I'll do it here. That's why I'll do it on Kajira. That's why I will do it on any place that Jackal shows up. I will put in and move good-sized chunks into the non-DEX tokens and use those APR captures to buy Jackal and the DEX token, because in that case, it costs me nothing. I can do the same thing over here. I'll do the same thing over on Kajira. They have a big Atom pool. I will be in that one because the rewards are paid in Kajira, but I'm not paid. I'm sorry, I'm not paired with Kajira. This is really important, and if you were going to get one takeaway from this whole show, aside from we do great live reads, it would be that one right there. So it's going to show up over here. This money is meaningless to me. It means absolutely nothing. The money, my Atom and USDC were just sitting there anyway. There's a very strong reason why I have so much money paired into these two tokens. I will take that, buy it every single day. Costs me nothing. I support a token that I believe in. I support a project that I believe in, and I do it risk-free. It can zero out, and it means nothing to me. I have lost nothing. This is farming. This is what I mean by DeFi farming. Maybe I haven't been clear enough on all of this whole time, and that's why we're in black and white, because it's a very old message. This is what I mean by that. So in this case, do I have any problem buying up Kajira? Not with other people's money, I don't. Doesn't matter what the price is. It's irrelevant. The price at the time that I purchase it doesn't mean anything because I'm not buying it with my money. I'm buying it with your money. So the price is meaningless. Same thing over on Crescent. Same thing, same way if it ends up over on Injective or any of these other places, any of these other dexes, it will be meaningless to me because I know how to farm. I'm going to buy it because I also know how this one works out. Hope that answered the question. Bell, carry on. Why are you looking, Bert? I look
All
up
right,
and
Mike.
you're all stern. You're not smiling. Are you not having fun? Why are we do this if
fun,
you're not
actually.
having fun? I don't pay you.
I know you don't pay me. I have been having fun though.
Okay.
But yeah, we've got another good question. So, Microman, regarding Agoric, their website looked great, which makes me think of a question for novice investors. How do you find the decent product behind the slick front? How do you cut through the bullshit?
You ready? You tune into the podcasts and you ask me to look into it. Hey-oh, you like that, Bell? Round of applause. Round of applause for self-promoting. Look, man, crypto's tough, guys. It's tough. It's double tough. And if you don't have a basic understanding of economics, and I'm not talking like 4 quarters equals $1, but I'm talking about velocity of money. I'm talking about time value of money. I'm talking about sunk cost bias. I'm talking about all of the other features, psychic money, all the things that go into solid economic understanding. If you don't have those, you are going to buy ICP and think that you did something well. Oh, I hit it, man. It's going to go to $400 again. It can't miss. Yeah, look, man, if you can't get all that stuff, dude, we're here to help. We are here to help. We're not going to tell you what to buy. If you ask my opinion, I'm going to give you my opinion. Agoric is not a good investment. That's my opinion. I'm not saying that it won't boom, that it won't be the next cash. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I'm not going to invest in it. That's all it is, man. You ask me, I'm going to tell you. But if you simply don't know, Scott at ThePodocasts.com, man. I'm happy to give you my opinion. But it's just that, an opinion. That's it. So honestly, though, if I dislike 90% of the stuff that I look at, I will absolutely find a reason. I start from a very, very different premise. I start off not liking it. I want them to convince me why it's a good product. I don't want to say, boy, this looks great. Now let me find something wrong with it. I assume there's something wrong with it. I want them to tell me that it's a good product and for them to explain it to me. And you better explain it to me like I'm a 5-year-old, because if you can't explain it to a 5-year-old, you don't understand it. Just is what it is. That's not my quote. That's Einstein. So I think he might have been onto something there. Carry on, Bell. We're getting towards the end.
Stephen Douglas, if you're committed to a project, Jackal, for instance, how do you determine which is better, liquidity pool versus staking and auto compounding? Is there a quick glance heuristic that you use?
Yeah, man. Look, a lot of it comes down to market sentiment. I understand. Look, I'm a pragmatist, Steven. We've talked about this, dude. For me, a lot of it's going to come down to market sentiment. When sentiment is high, I LP. When sentiment is low, I will stake. And again, we're talking specifically about long projects for me. When everybody's behind it, I want to LP because everybody's going to be buying it, and I want their money when they make those purchases. When nobody's heard of it, cares about it, or it's just kind of sitting there, meaning that it's like a fine wine and it's going to have to age a bit, I'll stake. And I know I don't like to lock in my money, but I can't risk impermanent loss. That's really where it comes down to. And IL will absolutely scalp you. I understand the influencers say it's not a big deal. Dr. Scott is telling you it's a big damn deal. All right. And you need to be aware of it. If you kind of figured out why both of these tokens are up, but you're still down, it's usually because of IL. And you need to be aware of it. So one thing that staking does, even though it locks up my funds, is it saves me from the impermanent loss. Now, the neat thing about Jackal, because you did ask about that specifically, is the APR is great. The APR on staking is absolutely fantastic. It's comparable to the liquidity pool. Nobody's buying this thing right now. So why would I provide liquidity for it when I can, go ahead where I can go ahead and just save the IL, save the risk, and lock up the tokens for 21 days? I'd much rather do that. I collect basically the same APR. So why would I LP? That would probably be a better question. I know you guys didn't want to hear that, but there it is, man. I always tell you my truth. Bell, carry on, and we are at time. So whatever's left, lightning round.
Last serious question. Vicus P, what is IL?
Impermanent loss. You know what, dude? I'll put it up on Patreon for you, man. Look, I can talk for hours on impermanent loss. I'm a math geek. I'm a big fan of breaking it out, showing you, doing the numbers, all that other stuff. Let me do it. Anytime you're paired up with two tokens and they get kind of out of balance, meaning one's going up, one's going down, you're going to be suffering from a permanent loss, because you got to keep in mind that you're paired out here in the DeFi with AMMs. All right, they have got to keep the pool balanced. So as one token is going up, another token is going down, but you have $1,000 in there, you're going to have the DEX itself is going to have to maintain that $1,000 on your behalf, and they're going to be doing it by swapping one token for another. Now, why this is happening, you're paying the fees. All right, it's just that this is how it works, and that's money that you will never, ever recover. I mean, it's just gone. That's called impermanent loss. DEXs love it. Investors hate it. And there's a lot more to unpack. I'm trying to keep it real basic. There's a lot more to unpack on that one, and I'm happy to get to it. I'll do it on Patreon. This is, man, you got to be aware of this, dude. If you intend to stay in the DeFi long term, you have got to be aware of impermanent loss. It is a thing. Jesus, I wish it was a thing you could write off. Emery said I can't write it off, Bell. He said, no, you can't write off IL. I was like, dude, come on, man. Look, this is part of the game. He said, no, you can't write off IL. All right. If that was the last serious question, Bell, get to the fun ones, and then we're going to go ahead and call it.
All right, so I'm gonna acknowledge the super chats we've gotten before asking the very last question. So Microman hit us with the £5 super chat saying D's nuts.
D's nuts. How much is £5? Is that like money? It's like money, but we don't call it money, right?
It's a little more than $5. So
okay, well, yay for you, Bell. You get some ramen this week.
I do. And Makoka the Streamwalker also hit us with the $1.99 super chat saying support the Bella. Thank you, guys.
You make $7 an hour, Bell.
I know. I'm
You're
seriously
well.
underpaid. All right. So Monero Dinero. So if Minneapolis Pork Products launches their own logistics blockchain, do you think it would be proof of stake or proof of pork chop?
Wow, man. You know what? Let me see if I have a sound effect for that. Oh, I do have one. I do have one for that. Hang on. Let me see which one. Let's try that.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
That was a great... I played the it was at this moment, Bell. Just she doesn't get to hear the sound effects. Great one, man. I don't know. I think that's funny as hell. God, we got clever people on here. Carry on, Bell.
That was the last question.
Okay. Not usually what we do, guys, and I apologize for that one, but I was fired up today, man. I'm tired of... I hate starting my mornings like that. I hate just coming on, you suck, and you don't... I'm sorry you don't understand, dude. I'm sorry you don't listen. I'm sorry you don't actually grasp what I'm putting out. This was never the channel for you, man. If you can't if you can't get some of this stuff where I hit it over and over and over and you simply cannot comprehend it, this was never really the channel for you, man. And good luck in your journey. I hate people. I hate that people lose money, but I really hate that they lose money if they don't quite grasp everything that I'm talking about. Scott at ThePodocasts.com. I don't know how many times I've put out that email address. Look, if you're not sure, this is your money. Be sure. I am happy to answer questions. You're going to get my opinion. I will never give you financial advice. I'll never tell you do this, A, B, or C. I will never do it. I will give you my opinion on anything that you happen to ask me, man. I'm not that busy. All right. I'm a professional investor. This is what I do. But I'm happy to answer any questions you guys have, man. Send them my way. Stop. Ask before you lose your ass. That's all I have to say. So it was a little bit different. I hope you guys enjoyed the live reads. You know, I got a bunch of... We got a lot of sponsors, Bell. Did you hear about all of our sponsors? Did you guys hear about all the sponsors? Oh, and before we go, I'm going to try this. I won't get through it, but I'll try it just before we go, even though I know our audience is down. Let's try this one. We have a show note, so the podcasts we're taking our show on the road, and Bell has booked us in a lot of very, very unusual locations, and has put a lot of weird asks on me. So I'm proud to say that Podocasters, it's that time again. It's time to partay, and you need to join us at Mike Plimpton's 8th birthday party from 2 to 2:20 this Saturday. Address provided upon request. Your own host with the most will be performing live acts of magic and mystery to entertain the guests. So prepare to be dazzled and delighted. There will be a small cover charge for this event. So so bring a toy between $5 and $7, which is appropriate for an 8-year-old boy. And as always, for those who join us live, we have giveaways. So we have giveaways because we're generous people, and we hope that you like Tic Tacs. Once again, Saturday from 2 p.m. to 2:20, just look for the Podcast Moped. Boom. That's magic, and that's a wrap. Belle, take us out of here.
Oh, God. Okay,
Hope you like
yeah,
Tic Tacs.
Yeah, that's a shameless plug. All right. So anyway, guys, we cannot thank you guys, each and every one of you guys, enough for joining us tonight. Me personally, I did find the live reads hilarious. I seriously thought I was owning the Ronco's big bag of nuts until Scott started laughing and losing it in my ear.
No, you were killing it. You were killing it.
Now, with that being said, guys, we are going to be back on. We are going to be back on Thursday at our normal time of 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. In between now and then, if you guys have any comments, questions, or concerns, definitely don't hesitate to drop Scott and I an email. Scott at ThePodocasts.com or Bella at ThePodocasts.com, and we'll get those answered for you. Again, we cannot thank you guys enough for joining us tonight, and we will see you on Thursday.
We are dropping new videos and podcasts every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And be sure to look for us on Instagram, Twitter, and Parler at The Podocasts. Also, visit our page at ThePodocasts.com, all one word, for all